Good morning, everyone. Today we will talk about highly qualified feedback. So why is it important? We will start with the discussion, then turn back to the negative criticism versus constructive feedback, high quality feedback, the principles and structure, transforming negative questions, criticism into constructive feedback, and also you will practice at giving feedback to yourself. Before it, I want you to answer some questions. The first one, describe an effective communication process, what it makes effective, when does miscommunication happen and why? So do you remember when we've discussed one lesson ago, these points, what means communication process and how to make it effective? So what is the main principle of it? Do you remember? What do we need? When we speak with a person, we need to get a feedback, a reaction to what we say. And this means feedback. Miscommunication happens in different cases. Either when we are speaking about two different topics, we haven't checked either the person understands us correctly or not. So, can you add some more information? What can you remember to answer this question? When we are talking about feedback, when do we need to give it and take? Are there any necessary techniques how to give it? What do you think? For example, your feedback might be insulting for someone. They might be disappointed. So that is why you need to be careful and know the rules how to give it correctly. This is the communication process, the rules that we've observed earlier. Speak, write, show, listen, read, watch, and then giving feedback. So I'm leading to the following thing. For today, you prepared your projects. Not all of you, unfortunately. So for those who haven't done it, please type me in chat privately why you haven't sent me your project, please. For those who did it, we will observe it now and also will try to give a feedback to it. For example, if I say that all your presentations are good, so is it true? Is it a good feedback? So maybe it's true, but it's not a constructive feedback. So let's discuss why. Here you might see two presentations. First of all, I would like you for the next time, write down your name and surname, because here we can see it in the presentation and with two pictures, no. Let's open this one. So the topic is how to relieve stress. It is made by Andriy Golubchuk. So the first point is, I live next to a pine forest. When I need to concentrate or take a break, calm down, I walk the forest paths. In the forest, there is a large diamond lake with beautiful shores. Our forest is good in any season. In the spring, I see nature walking up. In winter, we admire the show, ride a sleigh. In autumn, you can pick mushrooms and yellow leaves. So, thank you, Andrei, for your presentation. When we're discussing how to give feedback, we need following thing. First, it's criteria. For example, the criteria I suggest you for this presentation. Content, either this is according to the topic that I gave you and asked or not. If we are talking about this presentation, yes. So the topic was how to relieve stress, and we might see the activities. That is why good, everything is qualified here. If we are talking about language, so it's vocabulary and grammar, there everything is also correct, so nothing to change. When we're talking about visual presentation, here you might see pictures that are presented and they according to the text. So everything also qualified here. One more thing, organization. Yeah, so it is possible, yeah, and quite comfortable to read the text. Pictures are quite huge and you can observe it. Maybe here, yeah, you might make it the text a little bit bigger, yeah, or organize it in one row. So it depends on your ideas, what you wanted to do. And one more thing, it's creativity. So the project is quite creative. These are all the pluses and everything is done according to it should be. But if we discuss only the pluses, it means that there is no point for your development in the next time. So you also need to get some ideas, what can you do next time better? What do you think about this presentation? Is there anything to improve? Something that a person might do better? So what I would recommend, maybe add some more ideas. So not only concentrate on the walking in the park here and really stress. This is one point. Maybe add two more. So for the next time, you will have also a kind of presentation. And when you will do it, try to collect more information because that presentation would be like a kind of voting, and we will discuss which one is the best, and a person who presents the best presentation will win the prize. That is why try to make it even better. But today it was really good, and thank you for sending your presentation and sharing your ideas of working outside. So I think it might work for others as well. When they feel stressed, they can try the same thing. Well done. And one more. So as it was out name late, find out who made it. So this picture was sent to me Kadav, as I can see it here. I'm not sure either it's correct or maybe David. I don't know, but still. So next time, please send me with your name. Here you can see one picture and another one. Let's open it. So here the picture that represents meditation. Yeah, it's definitely according to the topic. And I understand if you present it, you can tell more about it, yes. But when I present and show your presentation, I just need to get the idea from the picture, but I don't have the text. I don't know what you personally would like to share with us. That is why next time it would be better not just send the pictures, but add some text, add some ideas. So here everything is clear. Yeah, it's listening to the music that really helps a person to release stress. Good. So two ideas, meditation and music. Again, here as for the context, it's according to the topic. As for language and grammar, yeah, I can see any text, so it's impossible to judge. When we're talking about visual presentation, definitely pictures are good. And organization, it's organized like two different pictures. If it's your work, it's better to put it together in one document, not just in a folder when they're mixed and it's impossible to understand either both of these pictures are yours or not. And as for creativity, it's not take so much time yet to download pictures and find them. So next time, try to be more creative and organize it in a kind of presentation, maybe not only pictures. Thank you so much for sharing your personal ideas with us. That's how we've discussed the presentation according to our criteria. Now let's look closer at the difference between negative criticism and giving constructive feedback. So, negative criticism. You were speaking so quietly and unclearly that people ask you to repeat all the time. Were you unprepared or what? So, how does it sound to you? Is it pleasant or unpleasant to get such a kind of feedback reaction? I think it's unpleasant, yeah, because you might be dissatisfied with it. In another way, we can give a constructive feedback, saying the same thing, but using other words. Your project presentation went successfully. Here is what especially great. Materials are visualized very well. The information was interesting and up to date. People were interested in your office. Next time, try to speak more clearly and loudly. Anyway, today you did a good job. So, definitely the second one, it's the way that we want to get our feedback, yeah, not the first. So sometimes you not only as a students get your feedback from teachers, but also give your feedback to other people. And you may even not notice it. When you work together in pairs, yeah, during the lesson, you can give your peer feedback, so together to your partner. Or when your friend asks you for something, you can give a feedback, a kind of advice to them. That is also important. Next one. Have you ever been criticized? Who criticized you and why? How did you feel? Why? So try to recollect the situation when you were criticized. Sometimes it's happened, yeah, that someone told you a thing and insulted you. And maybe they didn't want even to do it, but it just occurred. So you might be criticized at school for some project presentations, yeah, possible for the tasks that you done wrong. Your mother might ask you to clean the room and then criticize you that you made it badly. For example, I was once criticized at university for making my project while the rest haven't done it. The situation is quite confusing, but things happen. And how did you feel during this time? You might be depressed, in a bad mood. What else? So dissatisfied, yeah, with the situation in general. Now let's discuss what is the difference between negative criticism and constructive feedback and how do they make you feel. How do you react when people try to recommend you something, how to improve what you've done? When they give you the opportunity to grow and practice your skills in a specific area. So if this person is an authority to you, you might listen to him or her and try to improve the task. If it's not, you also are able to give constructive feedback to yourself. When you did the task, you look at it and you understand, okay, I haven't done this, and that. So next time it would be better for me to work on these areas. Because when you judge your work, you also understand what you like in it and what you don't like. Now let's look at comparison closer. When we're talking about negative criticism, we focused on the problem, and usually this is problem in the past. What was wrong or bad? So you analyze, for example, yesterday you gave your presentation and you just hear what was wrong all the time. It's okay. For example, you know that the picture you used was wrong or the grammar tense you used was wrong, but it doesn't help you to grow next time. And when you're focused on the desired results in the future, so for example, you want for the next presentation your grammar to be perfect, you will concentrate on it and try to check all the grammar mistakes in it. or other things what you want to achieve. You want, for example, better organization, yeah, and you can put it in an interesting way for everyone to see and use some creativity. So it's up to you, but you're focused on the future. Focus on the reasons of failure. Why did it happen and who is guilty? When you have a failure and all the time you think that it wasn't you who is guilty, or for example, you blame yourself all the time that yes, because of me, all the task was failed. So it's not a good way to deal with the situation. It doesn't help you at all. While you're trying to learn the best way, yeah, to focus on the ways to succeed, that's what might you avoid the failure next time. So for example, you know definitely that you should do this thing and this thing. That is why the presentation will be successful. When you concentrate on some specific things, it's better and easier for you to improve next time. Because even if it's not perfect, you might know that you set a goal for yourself. For example, I want to speak loudly next time, and I want people to listen me. And when you are an interesting speaker, yeah, for example, your aim is just concentrated on people. You know, okay, people listen me, they ask questions, they react. I made this goal or aim, I succeeded. The same as I speak loudly, everyone could hear me, I succeeded. No matter what was wrong with grammar, you didn't concentrate on this point, just one thing. And the last point here, it's focus on limitations and focus on opportunities. What you should do and shouldn't do. If you think only about the things you shouldn't do, it means that you have no idea what you should do. You know, all the ways that are not possible to use or to say, but you don't know how to use it properly. That is why try and ask the question, yeah, what should I do next time? How can I improve it? And it would be more beneficial. High quality feedbacks in principle and structure. So the first one, it's be concrete and specific. Let's find out why is it so important. Say precisely what the other person is doing wrong. Your CV is 3 pages long. You need to reduce this to 2 pages. So here it's easy, yeah? You know the problem, it's long, you make it shorter, or vice versa. So otherwise, if your words are vague and abstract, it will make the person angry because the person is not told how they can change things. Second, be informative and practical. When you say something like, you did it wrong, it's neither informative nor practical. And it doesn't show any specific area of improvement. It just upsets the person and that's all. So next time when you give a feedback to someone, mention some areas, yet be informative and give them how they can do it better. Feedback make it not an opinion. So what is this about? When you give feedback to someone, you might say, I didn't like it, or as for me, I think it's bad. You're talking about yourself and you're giving your own opinion. It's not a feedback, it's just what you think. Instead of saying, I don't like your shoes, you can say, you're not wearing your shoes, your best shoes today. The way we use our words can really have an impact on people easily, and especially when we are given feedback. And that is why it's important to use correct language when giving feedback. So imagine I tell someone, you're very confident. when someone is presented their project. So that person might be saying, who the hell are you to tell me who I am? And I'm not confident at all. So this might be insulting for a person, yeah, when you saying a lie for him. When you express, yeah, that you think it's confident, it would be better to distinguish between fact and your personal opinion. You might say instead, I think you are very confident. The other person will recognize that at least it's just your opinion. So it might not be true, but you think like this. And still you can give your effective and constructive feedback. By separating, yes, these facts and opinions. You should also focus on behavior or performance and not on what you think about the person or their personality, who they are. So when you give feedback, please use your language well. Point number 4, it's talk about actions, not personality. Helpful feedback talks about action and say what people are doing rather than what they are. So say you dance really artistically instead of you're fantastic. You concentrate on the activity, yeah, on the task, how people performed, not on a person itself. Don't blame or label people. Say, I felt angry when you split the tea, instead you're calling the idiot. So for example, when you can see a person and you know that this action happens all the time, definitely you might be angry, but it doesn't mean that this person is awkward, yeah, or something like this. It's just how you feel about a person doing this action. That is why here it is possible to react just saying about yourself, how you feel, not what a kind of person is. Number 5, talk in the past. Use past tenses when possible. It's a little bit positive trick when you speak in the past. It means that your comments are directed not to a person now, but to a person in the past. So it means that it's better to compare, for example, previous task and the result that we have now. You might say that you did a good work today. It's much better than your previous presentation. You show your growth and improved yourself in the following skills. This means that you haven't told that your past presentation was awful. You just say that today you did better. And that is a way of improvement. Talk immediately. High quality feedback is always given immediately, not hours or days later when neither of you can remember what really happened. If your feedback is delayed, it's not helpful anymore. So, for example, a teacher gave you the task, you did it, but you don't know the answers. So, okay, you just forgot about it and that is all. In a week, you get only the answers without the task, just answers. So how can you understand what the task was, where to find it? Maybe it was on a sheet of paper that you throw away. So these answers means nothing to you. That is why you need to get them immediately, just after the task. It's also called a kind of feedback. When your friend asks you to help, you need to give this help or feedback also immediately, because when you just send the message with your how to help in 3 hours, yeah, it might be useless. It won't help anymore because either she solved this problem on her own or maybe something wrong might happen because there wasn't the answer just in time they needed. 7th point, it's make it positive. So first of all, talk about what was good and successful. Then you should offer what can be improved. The main things here are the order of information you give and the absence of negativity. So don't say that this was good and that was bad. Instead, you say this was great and that can be better. Also, there are 3 words that you'd better to avoid. Avoid the word should. So when you say should or should have, it has a psychological effect on the listener, and it's similar to how they would feel if they're being punished. On a subconscious level, it can be mistaken for a comparison to some imaginary standard. So, for example, we use that all the things should be done in this way. And this means that it's impossible for you to do it in another way. No, it's not. You all the time can be creative, yeah, and invent something new. Don't work according to someone's rule, but keep to the standard, yeah. When you all the time hear just you should do this, you should do that, so it's not comfortable for you and you can't act on your own. That is why when you use this word, just make sure that it's not limit the person's action, yeah, and that is not deconstructive in any way. 2 more words are but and however. So you can hear very often these words. For example, you did this good, but, or the rest. It is possible to use and say it, however, it might be tricky. These words seem harmless enough, but here's an interesting fact. They often tend to conceal out what comes before in a conversation, and it's so subtle and the fact that we don't even know it's happened. The truth is, it wouldn't matter how positive or constructive your feedback is, when the person we're speaking to can ultimately forget of all the things and just pay attention to everything that was after this but. So it's found far-fetched, but it's actually been experienced by most of us without even realizing it. So let's look at the example. I really like what you did here, but this was bad. This seems to be really solid piece of work. However, you should do this in another way. So the example how you can change it, avoiding this but and however, maybe in the following way. I really like what you did here, and I think you are on the right track. Why not adding or trying to use this as well? Here with the phrase why not, you give the opportunity for a person to decide either he or she wants it or not, just a kind of suggestion, but you don't say that something went wrong. And 8th point, it's make a sandwich. Start with a nice thing to say, then mention an area of improvement, and finally cover it with more positivity. Here it's called sandwich, yeah, because on the way how we organized all our comments. When you have from both sides positive things, yeah, it's easier to not to pay so much attention on the area of improvement, but also take it into consideration. Also, one more important thing is check the understanding. When you give your feedback, you might think that a person understands perfectly, but in fact, they haven't got any of your ideas. That is why you need to make sure that they really got what you wanted to say. The first question that you might ask to a person, does this all make sense to you? Why is it important? Because, for example, you give your feedback, but a person won't work in this area. Yeah, it's not important for her or for him at this time. So only if it's needed, you should comment further. And the next question, do you have any other questions or anything to add? Sometimes we might not have any questions because everything's clear to us, but there are some ideas that we might add, yeah, to the same topic. Also, don't forget to mention it. And the third one, are you seeing some new possibilities for how you can move forward? So that might be called as your personal feedback that you give, yeah, and possibilities for improvement. So here on the slide, one of the techniques is presented. So it is said the following. You should start with 3 good things. What was done great, what was done good, and or should be done more. One more thing to improve. What can be done better, differently, or somehow changed should be done less. And why is it important to do that differently next time? The ways to do that better are. So you not only comment, yeah, why is it important, but say how to do it better. And one more good thing is what was done great, what was done good, and or should be done more. So here you add this point as well to finish at the pleasant, with the pleasant thing. Next one, transforming negative criticism into constructive feedback. And now we will practice together, and I want you to comment the following sentences. I will show you. Okay, let's start with the first one. Your essay is bad. So what is it? Is it a criticism or it's feedback? Definitely here it's only the criticism because no ways how you can improve it or maybe something positive, yeah? How can you change it? What should you say instead of your essay is bad to give a constructive feedback? For example, you might say that today you made a great work and you need to work on the following things as well for the next time to make it even better. If you have any of your ideas, please send me here in comments. Second one, I don't like your new haircut. So here is just our ideas, but still, what can we do with it? For example, I don't like your new haircut, but saying your haircut would be better if it is a little bit shorter. Yeah, or you can comment what definitely you don't like here and why. For example, light colors better for you, light's dying for you. Number 3, you're always late. Here you criticize a person no matter what he or she tried to do. Instead of it, you can say that today you're just in time. Thanks for mean not to wait you so long. And a person will be happy, yeah, that you just haven't waiting for him. Number 4, you failed your math test again. Are you stupid or what? So definitely you might be bad at mathematics or good at mathematics, but still it doesn't mean that you are stupid or you may not know something. Here the only point is that you need to train more and maybe learn something better. Instead of saying this, what can you suggest? What is the phrase you would like to hear it when you failed your test? For example, I've heard that you failed your math test one more time. Do you need help, or how can I help you? Yeah, I know some video tutorials that explain this topic in an awesome way. I can recommend it to you and send the link if you want. So something like this. Number 5, I didn't like the soup. You are not the best cook. So what might happen here? As for the soup, yeah, for dishes, all of us have different preferences and tastes as well. That is why the most delicious soup one might be awful for another person, especially for restaurant critics. Yeah, they just know what should be combined and in what way. That is why if you understand that you can change the situation on your own without commenting at it, for example, there isn't enough salt in your soup. You can just go take salt, add it to the soup, and everything will be fine. You're satisfied, and a person who cooked it is not insulted as well. Or the same situation with pepper, yeah? If you just don't want to eat it and you don't want to say something bad to a person, you might say, sorry, I don't like onion in the soup, so I won't eat it. Or maybe I'm a vegetarian, I don't eat soup with meat. So it's up to you. 6th one, you forgot about our meeting, you're so irresponsible. Usually when a person forgets about something, it means that he or she doesn't want it or try to avoid. Imagine a situation when your parents say that in a week we will go for a holiday trip somewhere. So definitely you will remember this phrase, yeah, that sooner you will go there. And each day you will ask, when will you go? And you can't forget about it. Before this day, you can wake up even without the alarm. The same here. If a person forgets it, it means that he or she doesn't wait for it. Maybe you can say that next time we will make something interesting, yeah, trip or something else. Please don't be late and don't forget about it. Or you may say that okay, I forgot about the meeting. I'm so sorry that you didn't come because I had some ideas yet to discuss with you, or maybe I just missed you not to see you so long period of time. Next point, number 7. The salad you made was good, but the meat wasn't. So here you may not comment, yeah, that the meat is not good. Just you may decide to eat the salad and that's all. Or maybe you can say that you found just a perfect way how to cook meat and you might cook it together or share this recipe with the person. Next, 8. There are some grammar mistakes in your sentences. Why they don't sound right? So in general, we all make mistakes, yeah, and it's not a problem. We shouldn't be insulted, yeah, when someone's saying us there is a mistake. It's okay. But you maybe tried so much, yeah, tried to doing it perfectly, but something went wrong. That's why the possible solution might be to suggest you correct them on your own, yeah, because you know this topic very well, so and you are able to find all these mistakes and correct them itself. Now, next one, you've lost a baseball game second time in a row. Probably you should quit. Here is also similar situation, yeah, when you train a lot, but something just prevent you from succeeding in it. Here you might be suggested to practice better, yeah, to show some tricks, or maybe a person who is a trainee or a coach might give you the recommendation that in this way you've missed some points here, something went wrong, and you should concentrate only on the specific things because the rest is well. So find the real problem why you lose. 10. You never do your homework, your final grade won't be nice. So what phrase would you like to hear with the homework? Definitely there are some reasons here why you haven't done it. And these reasons might be different. You're not interested in the task. You don't know how to do it. It takes a lot of time that you don't have. So all the time, or you're just lazy and don't want to work on it because you have something more interesting like TV serial, computer games. It's also possible. So it's just about your priorities. Yeah. For example, if you never do your home task, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person or maybe stupid, yeah, something like this. So it just, first of all, you need to find out why, what is the reason. Maybe paying attention that this home task will help you to achieve better mark next time or to improve your skills and the rest. So I can't see any comments here, yeah, according to it. And there is one more thing I want for you to do. Do you know what it means? Yeah, because we practiced it the previous time. If you know how to do it, so you will have a quiz where you can win a prize. Send me plus. And then start doing it. The first person who sent me the answer will get this prize. So if you know how to do it, send me plus in chat and then send me the correct answer. If you don't know how to do it, send me minus. So is the task clear? Do you know how to do it? So I can't see any of your comments. If you understand the task, send plus. If you don't understand, send minus. Okay, Katerina, thank you for your comment. So you have a chance to win the prize if you complete this task correctly. Alexandra haven't understand. Okay, so this you can see the first picture. You know, you should know this word in English, and just do not use these letters that are at the end. 4 letters at the end, you cross it, but you need to know this word. Then you need to know the word of this thing and put the second letter first, then third, first, and number 4, and you will get the word. Andrei, you've tried, but you close. There are some mistakes in the middle with letters second, third, then first, and 4. There are some mistakes. But you're close. Daria commented, blackboard. Yes, Daria, you're quite right. Today we'll have the winner. It's Daria Lutsuk. Thank you for participation. If you haven't won today, you can do it next time. Yeah, Andrei, you're also right, but Daria was the first. Good, thank you. Now go practicing at giving feedback to yourself. So there are some points that you should pay attention to. The most important subject none of us have ever been taught is how to learn about ourselves. Learning about yourself takes a lot of time, but it's well worth the investment. The more you know about yourself, the better your decisions you will make about the lifestyle you've always wanted to live. Self-knowledge will enable you to use your energy more effectively by aligning your habits with the purpose. The more you know about yourself, the more confidence you will have in your decisions. The most effective way of learning about yourself is through self-assessment, or in another way, we can call it feedback. First of all, it's my person, my purpose, my why. Understanding the purpose gives both the direction and meaning to life. When you do any kind of activities, you should ask yourself why. Why am I doing it? What for? And only when you understand, okay, this is important for me because of the following thing, that means that you should do it. Then you pay attention to your values. Values is those that is important. For example, for me, my family is important, my job is important, career important, sport activity important, maybe working with friends important, and the rest, listening to music. So you can choose, for example, 8 or 10 areas which are important for you. These are your values. Third, my motivations. So for different people, yeah, different things might be a kind of motivation. As for me, my natural motivation includes supporting my family, meeting new people, having new experiences, travel, and being outside, learning something new. So for you, it might be something else. You should decide for yourself personally. And when you just don't want to do the task, you should remember what was the motivation, what can help you to improve it and put it on a high level. Number 4, my energy needs. This is your peak performance period. For example, for me, it's working in the evening. For you, it might be working in the morning. Yeah, it depends. I need time to restore and to increase my personal productivity. So, for example, I prefer sleeping long in the morning, yeah, but when I wake up, I have some rituals that might help me to be in a good mood and to have my day perfectly. Next one, number 5, my work or study needs. Here you should decide again for you personally what is more important for you. I would say about my work, yeah, I'm highly motivated and I generally prefer working on my own. So for you, maybe you don't like working on your own because it's just boring. You like working in a group and completing the task quicker. Then I do value dose of collaboration throughout the week to challenge my thinking and perspectives. So it doesn't mean that I just work on my own without anyone. I enjoy collaboration also, but sometimes it depends. Yeah, I don't value endless meeting, so it means that I try to avoid something that lasts for a long period of time if it's possible. And I understand that these points are important for me. Number 6, what restores me? So this is, I need at least 8 hours of sleep every night, sometimes as much as 10 hours, especially during the winter. I'm not as energetic or as focused without my proper rest. I need to chill out after 8 p.m. at night. Exercises help me burn off anxious energy. Meditation helps me to wake up every day and it just fills me with more energy as well as going for a walk. And I need at least 6 or 8 weeks of vacation each year. And my ideal vacation involves being completely disconnected from teaching. So decide for you personally, yeah, for those who made the presentation, yeah, we know these things that restore you, that help you to get more energy. For someone, it's walking in the park. For others, it's listening to music. So I mentioned more than one, more than two, and even more than three. So definitely there might be a lot of activities. They're all different. And for example, you know that some go into the gym and sport exercises help you. But there are some days when you can't do it. For example, because of the bad weather, you can't run outside. So you need to have some more additional activities that you may use at any time. Number 7, my natural preferences and tendencies. There is much we can change about ourselves, but our natural preferences and tendencies make us who we are and make us unique. So this just depends on you, what you like the most. The next point is my learning style. For me, it's I definitely learn better by doing. What is your perfect learning style? Can you type in chat? Do you know it? If you haven't thought about it, so find it out. What is the best way for you to learn? Maybe by watching, maybe by listening. Number 9, my strengths and abilities. Here you should know for yourself, only you know it, not anyone else. And why is it important? All the time you might think about your weakness, yeah, that you can't succeed in this and that. But when you know both your weakness and your strengths, it means that at any time you can use only your strengths. So you hide your weakness and do only the things that you know for sure you're good at. 10, it's your personality. So it might be an introvert, an extrovert. So to find it out, if you don't know, you can complete any of the tests. There are a lot of them, yeah, you can find in the internet, or you might feel it just. For example, I'm intuitive, thinking, and judging. Also, it depends the way how you speak with people, yeah, your reaction to it. And it might influence on your life as well, and on a kind of job you prefer to complete. 11, my emotional intelligence. I would describe my intelligence as a strong ability to focus while I'm working, but a tendency to be more lax with my self-control and more fatigued I am. When I work with others, I have a tendency to be people pleaser. But when I get excited about something, I tend to talk over people. My ability to delay gratification is also very strong. So you should decide for yourself what is emotional intelligence for you. Again, this is both strong points and weakness, but the difference is in the way of communication with people. 12, it's your source of confidence. There might be several of them. For example, I have 3 primary sources of confidence. First of all, it's my council of life advisor. By saying it, I mean that it includes my parents, yeah, my sister, my close friends, my trusted colleagues, and the rest. So I rely on them for different reasons. When I'm feeling stuck or down, I generally know exactly which person to call to get me going again. So when you know all your friends very well, you can just know for sure which person might help you in which situation. Second source of my confidence might be SPD. It means constant personal development. When you're improved in your area, it's definitely easier for you to be confident in it. And the third point is quick wins. So I also strengthen my confidence with giving myself the opportunity to make small, consistent action on a day basis. These are achievable goals or quick wins, propel me forward and generate moment toward my goal. So here you should think very carefully when you set a goal for yourself. When it's unachievable, you will be disappointed very soon and give up on it. But you can achieve this unachievable goal, setting small aims here or just goals that might help you. And when you complete one, you move to the forward, just step by step. 13, it's everything holding me back. So we all have stuff holding us back from what we really want to be. Sometimes we are aware of it, sometimes no. So here are my issues. First of all, it's my fears, yeah? This is, for example, I fear disappointing other people. If we're talking about my carvings, it means desires. As I've become older, I've been more honest about my carvings. My carvings include just chips, chocolate, sweets, and to deal with these carvings, I need to abstain from them. The comfort they offer to short term and make up me feel lousy in the long term. So that is why sweets are definitely delicious, but sometimes it's just like a weak point. We need to get out of it. So expectation, yeah, when we set just high expectations for other people, yes, set goals for ourselves that are high and for other people, we may be disappointed because not everything just according to our expectation. As the last point, how you can start Okay, that's all. Yeah, my expectations. That is the last point here. So all of it, I told you not just to blah, blah, blah about myself, but I want you to find out more about your personally. Think about it, and I think that you will learn about yourself something new. So do it better and see you soon next time. Bye bye.